If you were anything like me and are just thinking, wow, this week is just jamming on by, we should go out and play. Yeah. You got a home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Speaking of the world almost stopped yesterday as we apparently lost Amazon and everything that Amazon Work Systems or whatever the hell the W stands for and AWS went down. Yeah, everything. Good gravy. Wow. Took the time though to get some editing done, and so now all the first 12 NA beer reviews are locked and loaded and ready for prime time. We are beginning the show a little early today. What's up, Eddie? Beginning the show a little early today because we've got to cut out probably the same amount of early to make some commitments that we have this afternoon. Eddie, I did get your text, and no, not yet. I have not. I did not find out. I will ask again, and we'll figure this out. What up, Grizz? And so anyway, tomorrow will be the last day of the week, as I am heading down on a little stay-ish-cation with Queen Bee. We need no dogs, no kids for just a little bit. Holy mackerel! Yeah, blend families. They said it'd be easy. They said. But yeah, so a little rested, a little bit of R&R, and that's what's going to go down. So I appreciate y'all letting me do that, but we will have those NA reviews going in locked and loaded. So 12 of them already filmed, edited, ready to go, and loaded. I will do about 2 a week. All right. So that is what is going to be going down. Let's talk about this because it is, I think it's a very interesting topic. There was a record elk, and I throw my hands in air quotes, a record elk that was taken. It was an elk of a lifetime, that was taken, which is true. And this thing looked like it had it looked like it's a mutant. I'm about to show you this. Yeah, okay, nice. I see what you did there. Okay, yes, there is a video of Boone walking Aussie. And Boone is just walking Ozzy around, and there's Grizz saying that, yes, Queen Bee does hold my leash simultaneously. That's why she couldn't hold Ozzy's leash. Obviously, she was holding mine. There you go. Wow. Isn't that cute? You got to stop us on the, you literally have to stop us with this AI stuff. It's absolutely crazy. We spent a solid 2 hours last night just basically dueling videos. There's a lot cooler things you can do as a couple. We're celebrating our 3rd anniversary, so it kind of seems to be. But have we fallen into that spot right now? So yeah, we need a little vacation. We need a little get out of town. You know what I mean? Oh, I know, Grizz. I know, buddy. But anyway, let's get back to this because it's a decent conversation to have, and I think it deserves being hatted. So let's dive into it. I'm going to share my screen with you so you see what the hell I'm talking about. This elk that was taken out. We are going to show you here. All right, once in a lifetime. Here we go. Share it and bizoom. There's this guy, this jabroni here, and that is his elk of a lifetime. You see, look at the rack on this thing. The rack on this thing is absolutely insane. This is not a. I don't even know how to classify this. It looks like it's some sort of cactus mutated rack, which is cool-ish, I guess. I sure as hell wouldn't put it on my wall. It looks gross. And this slappy behind it here seems to be well, whatever. So here's what happened. This was this guy's first time out hunting. There are Grizz, why do you think we're going to Tucson, bro? Anyway, so there are several lines of thought here. This guy went on his first hunt, and this is the first elk that he takes. His mom, he does have that vibe that he looks like he's kind of living with mom, basement style. The mom is posted this picture of that elk, that once in a lifetime elk, so she calls it. Okay, and I'm sorry, it keeps refreshing and doing this, but they wouldn't let me take a picture of it anyway. So the mom posted and did not post the slappy's name, probably I don't know. He just has that look about him, like something might come up if this guy becomes popular on the internet, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. He has that look about him. He's got that vibe, and this is what's going on there. But anyway, she said she didn't want to share the picture. And I mean, sorry, she shared the picture. She didn't want to share his name. And so, again, there's probably some reasons that we don't want to dive into that he didn't want to. Did he shoot that near Palo Verde plant? Yeah. Yeah. Like Shohei Ohtani, that was risen from the nuclear power plant. That is for sure. Obviously he didn't want, but she didn't want him getting hate from the anti-hunters. And I'm going to tell you, look, with respectful grip and grins, that was a solid grip and grin. They could have washed the blood off the back behind him. They could have taken a little more care, but it basically tasteful all around. Wasn't a big deal. Who cares? I'm all about tasteful grip and grins. I really am. I'm all about conservation. I'm all about basically honoring the animal that you're taking, using it all as much as you can, eating as much as you can. The list goes on and on. So I don't care if I get hate online for a picture that I post of something that I've harvested. Okay? I just don't care. And so mommy was trying to protect little boy here and said, well, not little boy. Well, she might see him as little boy. There's a lot. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot. I'm going to go back to it here. I'm just going to go back to it here. There's a lot with this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that, there's some people you just look at, you get a vibe. I'm getting a vibe. I'm just getting that vibe. Mom probably packed the lunch for him. I'm just throwing it out there if you're seeing that vibe. And maybe it's just because I'm watching the monster series on Netflix, the Ed Gein story. Maybe it's because of that. Maybe I'm getting the Ed Gein vibe from this guy because I'm watching that. And Ed Gein, by the way, was the real human being. It was a real mass murdering psycho that was the inspiration for the movie Psycho, for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and for Silence of the Lambs. Not kidding. So, I mean, that's creepy. So I see this guy get creepy. Anyway, who cares? How is that? What do you mean, how is that? How is what? Oh, that the monster, it's creepy, dude. If you can get past the first hour, you're good. You're like, you kind of settle in. You're like, okay, I'm in some creepy. That dude's crazy. Cray. So yeah, check it out. It's not, I mean, dude, it's got every creepy thing you could possibly have from a mass murdering dude, creepiness, and then more creepiness, some necrophilia in there, some weird, it's just weird, dude. Anyway, that guy obviously as the inspiration for 3 of those horror franchises, the most successful horror franchises in the nation. Yeah, he's pretty weird. But anyway, give it a shot. The dude from Sons of Anarchy stars in, does a fantastic job. It's good. Anyway, that guy was giving me those vibes. I wouldn't take a shot at this. I just wouldn't. Jim, I know you're on here. Tequila Jim's on here too. I wouldn't take a shot at that thing. That's not something I'm putting on my wall. I'm sorry. I'd rather have a spike elk than that. It just looked gross. Like something's wrong with that thing. I'm sure as hell not eating the meat. Something wrong with that thing. But this is where the conversation gets into. Forget about mommy. Forget about basements. Forget about any of that. Forget about Ed Gein. The argument here is, do you take that out of the gene pool? Like, I wouldn't shoot at it, even knowing that, yes, I should take that out of the gene pool. We do not want this making little baby elk that look like this. We don't. I know it sounds terrible, but somebody got to take it out. This Ed Gein character here, he sure as hell did. Good for him. Like, oh, why would you do that? Why would you take out this albino, this and that? Why would you? Because there's something fruity about the genetics. Something Fruit Loops happen in the genetic pool, in the gene pool. We need to pull it out so we get to normal elk, right? Yeah, seriously. Tequila Jim said shooting it just might make him mad, especially the way I shoot. Again, I get my optics from blind people, so it's all good. But the argument there is, and I'm talking about all kinds of stuff, like deer with racks that are wonky and this and that, and they're not even non-typical. They're just mutated. They need to be taken out of the gene pool. That's just the probably the right thing to do as conservationists, because we're not just hunters. Again, I'll remind you again and again and again, we're not just hunters. We are conservationists. We're the front line of conservation. So if Game and Fish doesn't know that this thing's lurking through the high country, let's make them aware of it and knock the thing down. But again, I'm not putting this on my wall. I don't even know if I trust the meat from this thing. Something happened. Something went so far off, and then obviously again, mommy didn't want to post the picture of him. But that is just, I'm going to try to zoom just in on the rack, and we'll get rid of this whole, Ed Gein looking kid. Look at this. Dude, no. It looks like coral almost. Whatever the hell it is, it's whatever the hell is dicey. Let's put it that way. Oh, good grief. Yeah, I'm not a fan. No. Speaking of the meat being processed, blah, 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 yada, yada, I every time I bring up this topic every time I see the headlines, and I see the headlines often. So how about this? Old school cooking tricks to make your venison taste better. Sweet baby Jesus. Skill and Jim and I are going on a deer hunt. We're going to tag out. We're going to. It's my mission. We're going to tag out. We're going to have lots of venison. I don't know about lots, but we'll have venison. Like lots is Canadian deer. Canadian deer, a guide that I was watching a show, and one of the guides said Americans come up here to Canada and they pass on these giant bucks because the rack is too small. They're like, I put in the time to come here from the States. I put in time to pay for a guide. I want the biggest rack. And the guides laugh because like, that's a bigger rack than anything you're going to find in the United States. The difference is the bodies on these things are almost the size of elk. So it makes their racks look tiny. They're gigantic racks, but these are gigantic deer. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. That's a lot of it. The Arizona mule deer, not really known for its yield, so to speak. So anyway, we're going to take it. You know what venison tastes like? Perfect. It tastes like venison. It disheartens me to think that this animal died to go taste like a cow. Or God forbid you're just buttermilking the crap out of it for 2 days and you're like, oh, it tastes like chicken now. Oh, I've seen people, oh yeah, I brine it in 7-Up or Dr. Pepper to take the gamey taste out of it. Don't hunt. Give me your tag. How about that? Hand your tag over to me. I'll make you a member of my family. We can make it legal. Hell, Tequila Jim's an attorney. He'll fix it for us. I'm telling you. How to make deer taste better. You can't make deer taste better. Venison tastes fantastic. Cook it properly. That's how to do it. Stop wrapping it in bacon. Put it over flame like God intended onto a Green Mountain grill smoker. And do this the way God wanted it done. That's how to make it taste better. Blown away by all of the nonsense. Oh God, I gotta put so much seasoning on it, drown it in barbecue sauce. Oh. Yeah, so Jim, we still need to find out about the question Eddie had a hot minute ago. He's leaving on Thursday. Maybe we'll get it by tomorrow. I'll try it. I'll see what I can do. But this is a great point that Jim brings up. If you don't know how to field dress properly, this is an easy fix. Listen, there are several websites that'll pull a video off of YouTube. And as long as you're not disseminating that video for profit or anything like that, you're good, dude. Just relax. You're not doing it. It's not like LimeWire or Napster or anything like that. There's plenty of websites. You just put a YouTube link in there and they'll just pull the video for you. You get a video for, let's see, I know that Eichler has a great video on the gutless method, and Steve Ranella has a great field dressing video for deer. Just go pull that down, save it to your phone, and when you're out in the field, you have it right there on your phone. You don't need internet. You don't need cell service. You don't need any of that. You just put it there, and you just put the video there. You stop it and just do exactly what they do, and then you're along the way to proper field care, which Tequila Jim mentioned, and if you don't gut it fast enough and get it cooling, that is a very, very big thing. You need to get that meat cooling. So venison tastes like venison. Venison doesn't taste like poorly managed venison. And by the way, poorly field managed venison, still fantastic. I don't care. Just cook it a little more. You'll be fine. Yes. Yes. And exciting. Eddie's got his hunt coming up. Very excited about that. And I forget, Eduardo, is it elk or deer? And where that at? So tell us, spill, give us the tea, so to speak, as the cool kids like to say. The AI program last night on one of Queen Bee's videos said on fleek. And I'm like, I don't think anyone's used that term since my kids were in like junior high. Anyway, he's got deer in 36A. Spill the beans when you get back, my man. We don't know where they at. We're not in 36A, but we're just let us know how they're acting right now. That's what we want to know. We want to know a full scouting report we would expect from Eddie. You're gonna make it, dude. You're gonna tag out. I'm excited. Do you have is it a buck tag? Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. Oh, that's right. I keep asking that question even years into this because where I learned how to hunt in the Midwest, you could just do doe tags for days. For days. You go to Walmart. You go to Walmart and get a stack of doe tags, up to 99 doe tags for $7 a piece. Not kidding. Full freezers all year long. And if you just want to get out there and hunt, there's cool things like Hunters for the Hungry. They'll just come along with a truck, pick it up, take it up, feed the homeless. That's the way to do it. Big fan. Anyway, where was I at here? Gamey. Let it taste like game. It should taste like game because elk should taste like elk. Venison should taste like deer. And by the way, the reason why we call it venison and not deer is snobby colonials that wouldn't call it deer. What, eating deer? We're eating venison, right? If it was common and easy, you just call it duck. I'm eating duck, right? If it's a delicacy, we call it squab. We don't call it pigeon. Weird, right? Yeah. We call beef cow beef. We call pig pork and chicken. Yeah, it was just a socioeconomic thing. It was certain higher classes would not say the actual animal as they were ingesting it. Yeah. Green Valley Logan, nice. So you taking that badass that you sent me the picture of? Woo! I think yours was a 300 Win Mag too. Can on that thing, it just goes thump. So there's no bang to it. Just go thump. About thud. More thud, I think, than thump. Yeah. Anyway, that should all taste like it should taste like. You don't want, you do want chicken that tastes like steak. That'd be fantastic. I'd love steak to be $2 a pound. Anything that tastes like steak to be $2 a pound. But you want it to taste like it's supposed to take. If you're saying, oh, I want some pork chops tonight, you're not expecting it to taste like a chicken breast. You want it to taste like pork. And if you're having ribeye, the last thing you want to do is cut into a ribeye and it tastes like chicken. You'd be pissed off. God forbid it tastes like fish. But here's the difference. And this is what I think is so important to explain to our peeps that do not do this and have not done this before. Or maybe they're new to the game. Get it? Maybe they're new to game eating. I can buy a ribeye steak. Let me go New York strip because we're doing Marlin. I could buy a New York strip from Albertsons, Fry's, Bash's, Safeway, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's. It's all going to taste the same. It's all going to taste identical. It is. And I can buy those in different states. It's going to taste the same. It's going to taste identical. Same with pork chops. Same. And the same with chicken as well. There's a reason. They're raised the same way. They're fed the same things. They are processed on the very same day. Pretty damn close. To the very same day, the same time period, the same age, so to speak. Whether it's 2 years and 3 days, whatever. Every one of them are taken same time period. Plus or minus margin of error. You know what I'm saying. They're finished the same way. They're processed the same way. And they taste identical. That is why they all taste the same. When you are out in the field and you are doing your thing, and you're bringing in a deer, or hell, even if you're bringing in a Watusi like up at Blue Rooster or something like that, which is just a cow, everything tastes different. Everything tastes different because they're eating different things. They're different age than the others that you had prior. So there's no consistency, and that's why game. I mean, venison's fantastic, elk is fantastic, but the consistency is that the overall flavor, the nuances, that's where it becomes different. Yes. Oh my gosh, friend of mine with a name like Grizzly Cheat Meat Raw. Yeah, Grizz, you should be. Friend of mine orders her steaks blue. Do you guys know what this is? It's seared on both sides. And that's it. It's raw steak. I'm not playing. It's called, if you go to a restaurant, say, I would have like blue. See if they'll do it for you. And then send it back and say, can you cook this for real for now? Yeah, please. Yeah. Yes. Easy, Grez. Family programming, pal. Family programming. Oh, by the way, which is part of that Ed Gein, the monster Ed Gein, that Ed Gein story. Yeah, there's something in there like that. Just don't. Bro. Yeah. I'm not done with it yet, but it's just, I did a lot of the things just came flooding back in. But anyway, so this is what I would suggest, especially if you have somebody over that hasn't had game before. Start with something like a summer sausage or something like that. It's really nice. Dove poppers are fantastic. Just get them into the concept of eating game animals. Okay, eating game meat, animal proteins that you've harvested. Get them just okay with the idea with something like that. Maybe like a beef snack stick or something like that. It's just easy to palatable. It's different tasting, but it's still good. And they're like, oh my gosh, I just ate something that Mike took from the field, that Jim took from the field, that Eddie took from the field. Okay, wow, this is kind of crazy. I kind of like that. That was really yummy. And then they want to try something else. But slapping a elk steak in front of them and just expecting them to like it, probably not. And it is most likely not because it tastes gamey. It is most likely not because you didn't prepare it properly. It is most likely because they can't get over the mental roadblock of I'm eating an elk. I'm eating a deer. I'm eating a peccary, a javelina. I am eating, whatever it is. Mike shot this, a moose. Mike shot this. I don't know how I feel about it. And that is jamming up their receptors to being open-minded and enjoying the flavor of what you put in front of them. How it compares to just regular red meat, Grizz, because it's all red meat. I mean, hell, pigeons are red meat. There's no fat. There's next to zero fat. And when I'm saying close to zero, I mean margin of error is like 1. So it's very, very lean. That's where the whole advent of wrap everything in bacon, put bacon over everything, which, by the way, I made bison meatloaf last night. I did 40 minutes in the smoker, and then I took it out, put bacon over it, and finished it in the oven. Perfect. Bison. Hank Shaw's cookbooks are awesome for gaming. All right, Hank Shaw says Tequila Jim. Yeah. But anyway, made bison meatloaf. But I was serving to Queen Bee. Queen Bee knows she likes bison. But that bison, the ground, had to have been mixed with 20% beef fat because there's no fat in bison. So it's just you throw the bison in there and it's just going to cook like that, and there's going to be no moisture to it, and it's just going to be like shoe leather. So the ground of game meat is usually ground with some sort of animal fat, like a pork fat or a beef fat. My doctor, who we lovingly call the witch doctor, I told her I was going to bring her some bison next time I head over there. And she said, what mixture do you use? Because she knows up. She's a big game meat proponent of eating game meat. Game meat is the healthiest way you can eat, guys, period. You're like, and a lot of you might scratch your head and go, well, what? Why not? I mean, they process it at the farm. They cut it up and they package it and they put it in the grocery store. No, man, they're juicing that stuff up with everything. They're juicing it up with dyes. They're juicing up with water. They're juicing up with like saline, things like that. Things that you don't want. The bison is amazing, dude. And bison, by the way, Grizz, just so you're from, has more omega-3 fatty acids than salmon. More omega-3 than salmon. I don't know what fatty acids. I don't know what they came in there. That's probably some stupid commercial I remember from back in the day. Yeah. I actually pulled "You're not fully clean unless you're zestfully clean" on one of these beer reviews, and I was like, "How the hell did I just pull that out?" Anyway, yes, the bison lasagna. I mean, the bison meatloaf is fantastic. Here's what I have a problem doing, and then I got to get the heck up out of here, guys. I have a problem doing, and help me out if you guys do the same thing, especially you, too good, Jim. Is I'll take out a bison, like a package of bison burger, and I think this is not enough for meatloaf. What the hell? This is not going to make a meatloaf. So I grab another package. Then I kind of put them together. And I'm like, well, that's not going to give me a leftover sandwich. No way in hell. So I grab another package. I'm like, yay. Okay, that looks like a good sized meatloaf right there. And then you end up with this thing about this big. It's unreal. So so Queen Bee and I ate maybe 20% of it last night. And so here's what I did though. I figured this out. This is pretty cool stuff. I put it in the fridge, so it got super cold overnight, and then I chopped it up into individual servings, not individual servings, but pull it out for meatloaf dinner. And I put it in the vacuum seal. So I vacuum sealed them, put them in there. They're good for 10 months in the freezer. Meatloaf, just like I cooked it that day. So now I'm hooked. I will never make a small meatloaf. I'm always going to make meatloaf so I can just, if I cook once, I got 3 meals sometime down the way. And then I'm also going to do that with chili. Oh my gosh. I'm in. I appreciate you, Lynn. Thank you. You're damn right it is. We're now monetized on Meta. So yay. Keep watching, guys. Yay. Thank you. I can pay my bills. There you go. Appreciate you guys. Some crazy things going on here. Jim said, yep. And I think that means he just agrees. But Chris, I love salmon too, buddy, especially grizzly bears. They do love salmon. But I love salmon too, but it basically is what you eat salmon for. Like a doctor says, eat more salmon. Like a friend of mine's dad has MS, and the doctor said you need to eat as much salmon as you can. Bison, better deal. Bison, so much better. Bison steaks all around. And you're damn right. I mean, by the way, let's see, what did I do with the bison? I did Italian breadcrumbs, some Slavo seasoning, just OG Slavo in there. I throw cheese in mine, some Worcestershire, and some bacon. Go to town. Dude, the bowl was this big that I was making, one of the large mixing bowls. I'm sitting there with gloves, just going. I think I took too many out. I took too many damn packages out again. But what that means is we need to get up to Blue Rooster and get us another bison. We need to reload. And then I don't think I'm doing the Watusi again. I think I'm just going to reach out to one of these Buckeye farmers. Jim, maybe you'll help me out with that. I know Slavo knows a few. We're just gonna get half a cow. Just have it done right. That's all. There we go. Let's do this, guys. I said I start a little earlier because I need to bounce a little early today. Get things all packed up and run my errand. So I'm gonna run out of here, and we'll do this again. Mañana we'll wrap up the week on Wednesday, right here on the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Thanks for hanging, y'all.